Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. For a minute, I was like, is it afternoon? Is it morning? It's all jumbled up, which is pretty bad considering it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but it is Friday. So happy Friday to everybody out there. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Chelsea Mann. I'm a field education trainer for Wella Professional, and welcome to Hack or Hoax episode 2. Very excited to be bringing this to you guys. This is a project I've been working on for a really long time. And I'm excited today to bring the second episode to you guys. So again, welcome. Thank you for coming. And thank you to Wella Canada West for having me. And I have an extra special surprise for you guys today. I brought in somebody to help me today who, is sort of my right hand man, who knows everything that I do and knows everything that I do to prepare for these lives and is absolutely the best person to help me. Please welcome to Wella Canada West, my favorite person in the entire world, future Dr. Clara Mann.
Hello.
Yeah, introduce yourself.
My name is Clara Mann, and I will be a doctor when I grow up. I'm 8 years old. I was born on October 5th.
There you go. So that's Clara. Clara's home from school today, so she's helping me out. So for Hack or Hoax episode 2, guys, we're going to tackle sort of a big question that we always have in hairdressing, and that's to do with hair color fade, right? And a lot of times we do beautiful hair colors, we do a ton of work, and then a client ruins it at home. People are saying hi to you. Hey. People ruin it at home with drugstore shampoo or, all kinds of other things that they shouldn't be using. So I've got a whole setup here, guys. I know that you can't see it, but Clara helped me set this up earlier. We're going to put some things to the test. I'm going to dispel some myths. I'm excited to bring this to you guys today. So again, guys, the theme for today is hair color fading can be prevented. So is this going to be a hack or is it going to be a hoax? What do you think?
Hoax.
Hoax. Official prediction. There you go. So we're going to start off, guys, just with a little bit of housekeeping. If you guys have questions while I'm talking about any of the products that I'm going to talk about or any of the things that we're doing, please throw them into the comments. You also can feel free at the bottom of your screen there. There's looks like a little bit of a thought bubble. It's got a question mark in it. Throw your questions into there. I'll do everything I can to answer them, to the best of my ability here. Okay. So can hair color fading be prevented? And I think that this is a question, this is something that we talk to our clients about a lot. This is something that we talk to other stylists, a lot about. I know in R&D at Wella, we talk a lot about hair color fadage and what we can do, to help our salons with that and help our clients with that. So why does hair color fade? Now, Clara, I'm going to ask you a question here. I know I told you not to talk, but you can talk at this part. So my question for you is, when we did this beautiful super petrol in your hair, very good. When we did this in your hair, it faded a little bit, right? What made it fade? Do you remember what you did to it that made it fade a little bit? What was that?
I put shampoo in it.
That's right. We washed it, right? I'm going to push you out for a second. I'll be back. So that's the biggest culprit, guys, is when we shampoo our hair, when we wash our hair, which is something everybody does, it makes our hair color fade. Now, Clara's hair is a little bit different. It's a vivid color. It's a semi-permanent. So it's more prone to fading than other things. But the biggest reason why hair color fades is because we wash it, right? So that's the first one. The second reason why hair color fades, guys, and I would put this up in the comments if I had a co-host, but feel free to interact, guys. The second biggest reason why hair color fades, guys, and this is a big one. Sorry, I'm just going to show you a picture here. This is a picture of hair color that's faded through washing. So we have it on the right. It was what it looked like before. I just realized that my phone reversed all of these, but that's okay. The right-hand side is the before picture. The left-hand side is the after picture. So this is just a normal course of sort of washing hair. This looks to me like maybe somebody did a different tone of red over top of maybe a blonde or things like that. But this is just simple washing, guys, can take you from a nice bright color to a faded out color, okay? The second way that we see color fadage, guys, is through heat. Okay. Heat styling, guys, is such an important consideration when it comes to fading that not a lot of people advise their clients on, right? We talk to our clients a lot about shampoo and products that they're using and things like that. But how many of you really have in-depth conversations with your clients about heat protection and about what type of tools they're using, right? This isn't going to be part of my demo today, but I wanted to mention that, my favorite tools are beautiful GHD tools that have a maximum temperature of, that will not allow them to fade color out like this. Now, maybe at another time, I'll do that experiment sort of live because there is a way that I can do it. But for our purposes today, we're going to skip that experiment. But I really want to get across to you guys that washing your hair is not the only way that our colors really suffer, right? So this is the second one is heat styling. Those flat irons and those curling irons, guys, can really, really pull some mean color out of the hair, okay? The third way we see hair color fadage, guys, and you guys, I think a lot of people have seen this and maybe didn't know that they've seen it, is environmental. It is just the things around us, right? So environmental, it could mean, if we're having maybe pollutions going onto our hair or things are depositing onto our hair that's altering the shape of our color. But the biggest thing, guys, you guys have all seen this, and as soon as I say it, you're going to be like, yes, I've done that, is the sun, is being out in the sun. Now, I'll show you an example of this. This is obviously a picture of me. And this was taken about 3 days before Clara and I went to Hawaii. This is a few years ago. We went to Hawaii for, how long were we gone for? A week? Something like that?
Week and a half.
Yeah, something like that. So we went to Hawaii, and like I said, this is me working in the Toronto studio about 3 days before I left. Now, let's call it a week. A week later, this is Clara and I getting ready to leave the resort. So I know that that's a bit of a darker picture than the first one, but you can see that all of that beautiful seafoam sort of minty color that I created with our beautiful Wella Color Fresh Create is gone by the end of my trip. Now, some of that is because Clara made me ride the water elevator over and over and over again. It was really fun. But a lot of it, guys, is just from being out in the sun. I spent a lot of time with my hair in a ponytail like that. So just keep that in mind, guys, that the culprit to hair color fading isn't always washing it. It's not always, that somebody's using the wrong shampoo, things like that. We really need to make sure that we're considering all of those like environmental and lifestyle things when we're talking to a client about why their hair is fading, okay? So I didn't see any questions in the comments just yet, so I'm going to continue on. So I think the biggest thing, and probably what the people that have been waiting for the second episode are going to wonder about, is the shampoo piece, because that really is, where we see color fadage the most, right? Or where our clients will be able to see it the most. Now, when you're washing your hair, guys, there is no, we're never going to be able to say, oh, just stop washing your hair. That's not something that's going to happen. Now, for the record, I only wash my hair about once, maybe twice a week, which some people are they're super grossed out by that. But for me, it's just what works for my scalp. I've been doing it for a really, really long time. So for me, it's not even really a thing. If it's something that you want to get into in order to help preserve your color, it really is true that the best way to preserve your color, other than using really, really great shampoo, is to not wash it. So, and for me too, guys, I have a lot of hair. I have enough hair for 6 people. The less I get my hair wet, the less I have to style it, right? So that's my first tip, is start to talk to your clients about why they're washing their hair so often. If we have clients who are saying, oh, I'm going to the gym every day, not in Alberta right now. But if you have clients that are saying, I'm going to the gym every day, or I'm outside, or I'm getting sweaty, things like that, I get it. We need a different workaround, maybe some dry shampoo, things like that. But other than in specific circumstances, guys, there's really not a lot of reason to be washing your hair every day, okay? Sometimes it's just a matter of a habit change, is getting over that idea that you have to do it, and then you sort of move on, right? You'd be surprised how much longer your color will last for, okay? Now, so that's my first tip on how to prevent your color from fading, is stop washing your hair so much. It seems simple, but a lot of clients, when I say that to them, they're like, oh yeah, I guess I could try that. My second and probably more obvious piece of advice for having your color not fade as much is to use really beautiful, really nice color safe shampoo. Now, Color Safe shampoo, there's a lot of stuff out there, guys. There's a lot of product choices. Your clients have a lot of choices these days, right? For me, I really like to stick with products that are lined up with the color that I'm using, right? I have a big, beautiful Wella color bar here in my studio. And of course, I carry all of the Wella products that go along with it. Now, Clara, can you grab me the red? Can you reach the red bottles? One of each?
Sure.
Thank you. Very good. See, she's a good assistant.
The neon pink?
No, we're going to get the red ones. Give me a second. So, my first recommendation for Color Safe shampoo and conditioner, guys, is these two bottles right here. Okay, so this is our Wella Brilliance shampoo and conditioner. They come in shampoo for fine to normal and for thick to coarse hair. Okay, so you don't have to worry that they're going to be too weighty, that they're going to be too heavy or anything like that. They have a technology in them that will help to keep your color fresh and safe, and I have other things I want to do today, so I'm not going to launch too much into technology, but these are lined up and have the same sort of technology in them that our Wella Color does, and it is specifically designed to keep your color in your hair, okay? This shampoo and conditioner, guys, has won awards, lots of different awards for magazines and things like that. It's easily my bestseller in my studio here. I absolutely love Brilliant, so that's my first piece of advice, okay? Or is my second piece of advice, I guess. Is get a really good shampoo and conditioner. Now, the other thing that Wella makes is our brand new Color Motion. So Color Motion shampoo and conditioner, we also make a mask and a few other products. Our Color Motion products, guys, are amazing. So they're everything that I love about Brilliance, also with a reparative element teamed up with our Wellaplex technology. Okay, so if you are a Brilliance lover and you haven't tried Color Motion yet, I encourage you to head down to your supplier and grab some of the Color Motion. They're really, really nice products. Okay, now that being said, we're gonna run our first experiment because people, Claire's excited because that's where she gets to participate. Yeah, you can come in. So Clara's going to help us with this one, okay? So our first experiment that we're going to do is we're going to pit our Color Motion that I just talked about shampoo next to a competitor shampoo. Now, before anybody asks me this, am I going to tell you what the competitor shampoo is? No. But what I will tell you is that the competitor shampoo that I'm using is a direct competitor for Wella. Okay, and it's their Color Safe stuff. Okay, so we're just going to see sort of what happens here. Okay, now I've done, other than setting up the containers, guys, I've done no prep here. I prepped all my swatches. So this is a tape-in extension that was colored with Wella Colistin Perfect 5.5/6.5. I've got 2 glasses here with the shampoo in them. I'm going to put a swatch into each one, which Clara is watching me do. It's verify that I'm actually doing what I say I'm doing. There you go. So that's our swatch in our glass. And now I'm going to put some water in them, and Clara is going to do what she does. Clara is going to stir, okay? So there's that first one, Clara. If you want to start stirring that one, go ahead.
The cold water?
That's the one that has the competitor shampoo on it, okay? So it's okay. You go over there and start stirring that one.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take more water and put it into our Wella equivalent. Now, one of the things that I love about our Brilliant shampoo as well, guys, is the scent. The smell of it is so beautiful and so nice.
It smells like ham.
The smell of it is so beautiful and so nice on our Wella shampoo that it's such an experience sort of in the shower with it, right? I really, really like it.
It's like red wine.
Kind of does, doesn't it?
Can I stir this one?
Yeah, you can stir that one.
Hot.
So we're gonna see. I made sure, guys, I didn't want anybody to think I was cheating or anything bad untoward was happening here. So I made sure that we're using warm water on both, okay, so that there's none of that. And if you're interested in the warm water debate, that's coming up as well, okay? So we're going to see thank you, Clara, you can go over there, and we will catch up with these swatches later, okay? There we go. Okay, so we're going to catch up with those afterwards. No, you can just leave them now. Thanks. Okay, so we're going to catch up with those shampoo swatches afterwards. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is I want to do a hot and cold demo. That's the second way that you guys can make sure that we are that we're preserving our color the best we can. Have you guys ever colored your hair, colored somebody else's hair, and used cold water on them and had them freak out? Yeah. That's always my favorite, is using that on them. And not because I like to torture people, but I do believe in the power of cold water. That cold water is important when it comes to preserving hair color, right? So what we're going to do here is I've got 2 more of my glasses with my swatches in them. Okay, so again, we've got 5-5 stroke 6-5 on these swatches, and I'm going to pour hot water in one and cold water in the other, and Clara's going to give them a stir. Okay, so there's our hot water one. You can give that one a stir, Clara. Nope. Okay. Give that one a stir, and we're going to pour cold water in our second one.
Oh.
Is it turning red? Is it fading it?
A
Little bit, eh? So,
that's so cool.
let's,
Look, it fades.
can you see? Show them. Okay, so,
Cool. You barely put any water in mine.
well, because I used a lot of the water in the other one, but that's okay.
That's
Now, what you guys can see here, okay, I've got the cold water, okay, so we can see that there's not a ton coming off of there, although we'll leave it and see what happens, right? There we go. Now, Claire, I'm going to just take that from me for a second, babe. Clara's got the warmer water, and you can see, I'm going to get the swatch out of there so you guys can see it. You can see that we've got a lot more coming off there with the warm water, right? Okay. So let's do this, Clara. Can you take that swatch there and put it onto the towel right there? We're going to take the swatches out so they can just see the water. Put that over there.
And can I show them?
Yep, in just 1 second, okay? So we're taking, just hold on, Clara. We're taking the swatches out now. There you go. Swatch onto the towel. Boom.
Okay.
We put that over there. Now, okay, so which one do you have?
I have the hot water.
Hot water, and I've got the cold water. Can you hold it closer up to the camera? Now, so you guys, you see the difference there, right?
Yeah, it's like brighter.
Well, this one's got more color in it though, right?
Yeah.
This one's more pink.
Yeah.
So Clara, would you say that more color faded in the hot water, which is this one, or the cold water, which is this one?
Hot water.
Yeah, the hot water faded more, right? So would you say that the idea that cold water helps to preserve hair color, do you think that's true or no?
I think it is.
It's a hack. High five.
Woo!
Woo! Okay, thank you for that. I will call you back later. You can head over there to your coloring.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
There you go. Okay, so hot and cold water, guys. I'm going to officially call that one a hack. Okay, and this is something, the hot and cold water thing, guys, is something that people told me years ago. Oh, this, will help to preserve your color. And I never really believed it until I spent a really long time having pink hair and having cold showers. And did it ever work? And, it worked for the most part, unless my hair was like super freshly colored. But these are really things that I think are super important now. Okay. So really good shampoo and conditioner, Brilliant shampoo, Brilliance conditioner, or please our new Color Motion. Really, really, really great, color preserving shampoo and conditioner. Okay. My second piece of advice to you guys, always cold water. Okay. So when you're doing your clients, do I think that you should, everybody should get a cold water shampoo? No, absolutely not. Everybody that's been doing hair for any amount of time knows that the shampoo is easily the most important thing that a client gets done in the salon, right? I know when I go to the salon, I look forward to that massage so much, right? And if she did it before or after cold water, I'm gonna have a little meltdown, right? It's gonna get a little crazy, okay? So what I do with my clients, guys, is I make sure that their shampoo is done and it's comfortable and all of that kind of stuff. And then I prepare them for it. I tell them, we're going to do a little bit of a cold rinse. I know it's uncomfortable. It's just really, really, really great for your color. And I encourage you to do this at home as well. Then I, do a 3, 2, 1 go and, give them a little cold, rinse once over. When their shampoo and their conditioner is already rinsed out, I just give them a once over with cold water. Okay. I also advise my clients when they go home after they've, when they're in the shower and they've done their Color Motion mask and they've done all the things to their hair that they want to do. Then they get out of the shower. If they have a handheld shower head, I get them to just stick their head back in the shower and give their hair a once over, because there's nothing worse than having a nice, warm, cozy shower and then having cold water run down your body, right? If you can just stick your head back in once over with cold water, it really, really will help to not have your color go down the drain like this. Okay? Cold water, warm water. Okay? So the other thing that I wanted to talk about is this idea of heat, like we talked about, okay? When we talk about heat, a lot of people when they're flat ironing their hair or they're curling their hair, They do a lot of like, oh, I'm just going to crank my flat iron up to as hot as it can go, and that's going to be the best for me because it's going to get my hair the straightest and the smoothest and the shiniest, right? Now, as hairdressers, this gives me, or as a hairdresser, this gives me anxiety, right? First of all, because I did a lot of color work to that hair and I don't want you to kill it with your flat iron, but also because it's really, really bad for your hair. You guys, I know you've all had these clients who come in and say, you know, you colored my hair and I'm using the right products at home and I'm doing everything that you told me to do, but my hair's still fried. What's going on? Always, guys, it's heat damage. It's because they're cranking their flat iron up to, or their styler up to 450 and running it over their hair over and over again. Like, I tell my own clients, think of your oven. 450 degrees, guys, is more heat than it takes to cook a turkey, right? Or cookies, or I could keep going, right? So imagine you cranked your oven up to 450 degrees, opened it up, and then took your hair and touched it to the element. What would happen to your hair? It would burn. And your kitchen, you would never get that smell out of your kitchen, right? What do you think you're doing with your flat iron, right? It's too hot, okay? Especially if we're not using a heat protector. Really, really, really important, okay? So very, very important to use a heat protector. Very important to control the heat of your flat iron, which, guys, is why I'm so obsessed with my GHD tools, okay? I have a whole setup of GHD going over here, but this is my absolute fave. I used this on my hair before I came on today. This is the GHD Platinum Plus Styler, okay? These guys have, again, I'm not going to go through this a ton today, but these guys have many, many different features I love. When it comes to heat, these guys top out at 365, which I know when you hear that for the first time, you probably have the same reaction that I did. That's not hot enough for me. I need something hotter. No, trust me, you do not, okay? The reason that these top out at 365, guys, is because that's as hot as the styler can be without doing irreversible damage, okay? Now, if I took this styler, which is a cool tool for other reasons, but I'll tell you those in a second. If I took this styler and I held it on like this for 60 seconds, would it burn my hair? Yeah, you gotta keep it moving, right? But when it comes to stylers, guys, this has all kinds of technology. It checks its own heat every 200 times a second. It does all kinds of cool stuff, guys, that you don't even have to think about. This is just high-end, top-of-the-line technology built into your tools that make your life easy. You don't even have to think about it. You flip it on and off you go. Speaking of flipping it on, watch, this is my favorite thing. I'm going to turn this on. It's going to sing me the noise of its people telling me that it's heating up. It's only going to take 20 seconds. Watch. Ooh. Ooh, there we go. That's the noise of its people. And it's going to tell us in less than 20 seconds because I'm talking when it's heated. I also love this wishbone hinge because your client's hair doesn't get stuck in that. That's the worst when you get little strands. You hear that? Heated. Completely heated. Okay? And I'll prove it. Watch. Totally wasn't planning on doing this today, but I curled my hair right before I went on. Right? But 20 seconds from 0 to hero. Okay? So I'm going to turn it back off because otherwise I'll burn myself. The other small thing I love about my GHD tools, guys, and this is a small thing, it's definitely a hairdresser thing, but is this, okay? If you're somebody like me who's all limbs all the time, I need a lot of radius around my chair. I need a lot of space, right? Which is why I'm the only person that works here. But I need a lot of space. So I love when my tools do this because otherwise I end up wrapped up in my cords. Right? I don't like that. I don't have time for that. I do a million clients a day. I don't have time to get wrapped up in my cords, right? I also used to work with a really brilliant assistant named Hannah who consistently would have to come over and untangle me and clean up my coffee when I knocked it over with my bum. So thanks for that, Hannah. But all of that to say, guys, GHD tools are brilliant tools. There's great big things that are amazing about them when it comes to heat and color fadage, but there's also really, really great smaller details that really appeal to the working hairdresser. Okay, they also have nice long cords. Okay, so those are my 3 things for how to prevent color fadage, guys. Is make sure you're using really great shampoo. Okay, very, very important. Which I'm going to go back to this in just it got crazy over here in just a second. Make sure you're using really, really great shampoo. Okay. We want to make sure that we're at least doing a cold rinse at the end, really seal that cuticle, really make sure that color is sealed in there as much as we can. And you want to keep the heat on your tools low. Ideally, you want to just stock your salon like I did with GHD tools, and then you don't even have to think about it. Okay. So let's go back to the shampoo thing. Okay. So I'm going to bring these 2 over here. Okay. And I'm just going to pull these swatches out, make it easier for you. Okay, and maybe another day I will show you guys the swatches themselves. Okay, hold on one second here. Gonna get that one out. There we go. Okay, so now we've got 2 glasses here that, it's funny, I ran these experiments obviously before. It's okay, I'll call you when I need you. We're almost at the shaking part. She's excited because her favorite part's coming up next. I ran these experiments before I started, obviously, because I didn't want anything super crazy to happen. And it just blows my mind every single time that this happens, okay? So this one, guys, was the competitor water, okay? And like I said, guys, this isn't, you know, some drugstore. This is the drugstore stuff is coming up. This is a professional competitor, okay? Interestingly enough, this is the Wella one. Okay, now, so do we see a little bit of color fadage here, a little bit of something coming out? Sure, of course, right? Artificial color is still artificial color, guys. But if I have to see like a little bit of color come out like this, rather than like more people have phoned me during this live than the rest of the day combined. Sorry about that. So yes, this is why we use really great professional shampoo. Okay, and specifically our Brilliant shampoo. Okay, so now last but not least, what I want to go through here, guys, is a little bit of a switch up, right? Now, as a colorist, have you ever wanted to intentionally fade a color? You know, have you ever had maybe a toner just go slightly wrong or something slightly too bright or things like that, right? We want to intentionally fade it? What sort of resources do we have for that? So there's, when I asked for a while ago, I asked on Instagram for some suggestions on things that you guys have seen fade color before, you've heard or always wondered. And this is where this came from, okay? So what the top things that I heard from people was baby shampoo, okay? Dish soap, laundry detergent, and dandruff shampoo, okay? So I will tell you guys, officially at Wella, we do not recommend any of these things, and I'm going to tell you what we will recommend like after the fact, okay? But we're going to run this experiment right now and see if any of these things work. Now, have I faded my own hair? Yeah, it's your turn. Come on over.
Yay.
Have I faded my own hair color before with laundry soap? Sure, when I was younger and, you know, less afraid of the consequences. But I did get laundry soap in my eye and it really sucks and is painful. So I extra don't recommend that. We certainly don't recommend washing your hair with laundry soap, dish soap, any of those things, okay? Just so I said it. But we're going to try this today, okay? So I have another big thing of water. Yeah, so Clara wants to be on camera, so here we go. So I put some of each product in and then a swatch, again, on my same swatches, Wella Colliston Perfect 55/65. We're going to put some water into these and Clara's going to shake them, okay? So this first one, Clara, is the laundry soap, okay?
Can I
So
shake it?
yeah, you're going to shake it, but you're going to go over there and do it.
Okay.
You're going to give it a good shake and you're going to count to 60. So 1 minute, okay?
Can I do it? with
Yeah,
the
you can
other
do all of
ones?
them. Don't worry, we talked about this. Just got to verify, even though we went through this already. So while Claire is shaking that one, I'm going to put the water into the one for the dandruff shampoo and the dish soap. Well, that's okay. 2 hands on it, give it a good squeeze. And the baby shampoo. Claire's making a mess over there.
No, I'm not.
Oh, there you go. So we're putting the water into these guys, and Clara's going to give them a shake, and we're going to see what happens, okay? Let's switch that one up for this dandruff shampoo, Clara. Okay? That's good enough, okay?
I
So
did 41.
good squeeze on the top of that so we don't end up with water everywhere.
Can I do it with 30 seconds?
Yes. So this one is the laundry soap, guys, okay? So if you can see here, you can kind of see that we've got a little bit of color. Yeah, you can kind of see we've got a little bit of color come out, but not a ton, right? Now, is this going to be your best option for fading somebody's hair color? No, super not, right? It's not even a professional product, right? But can it? Yes, it's a bad idea, okay? Now, so Clara, the next one I'm going to give you is dish soap. Is the blue one, yeah. This is Dawn dish soap from Costco, okay? So tight squeeze, give it a good shake, okay? Now, Clara's brought back to me the dandruff shampoo, okay? So this is, I'm not going to say the brand, okay? But this is the dandruff shampoo that every hairdresser has recommended to somebody at some point, okay? This is the dandruff shampoo. Now, if I hold the dandruff shampoo one, which is this one, up next to the laundry soap, right? We really actually kind of see more fadage from, nope, I'll do that. More fadage from the dandruff shampoo, right? So an extra reason not to wash your hair with laundry soap or recommend that to clients. This is baby shampoo, okay? So if you 2 hands on there nice and tight, give it a good squeeze. Clara has brought back to me the dish soap one, okay, that she shook.
And that's my favorite.
This is her favorite, there you go. But again, up next to our dandruff shampoo, we see less fadage, right? So just another reason not to put things in your hair that aren't meant for hair. I'm looking at you, coconut oil. Okay, so this is our dandruff shampoo. We've gotten the most fadage out of this one, okay? Last but not least, let's see what we got there, Clara. Thank you. You can go back to your coloring, okay? I'll call you over when we need you.
Wet.
That's okay. So this last one is baby shampoo, okay? So again, guys, this is the baby shampoo in comparison to our dandruff shampoo. Probably the closest, but still, I would say that the most fading that we just saw out of those products is from the dandruff shampoo, okay? Now, again, guys, I am in no way advocating to use any of these non-professional things on your client's hair, okay? That being said, though, if you did want to fade somebody wanted to fade their own color at home, my filter's betraying me right now. If somebody wanted to fade their own hair color at home, things like that, and we were going to recommend something like this, I think that it's important to recommend something that's actually shampoo over using dish soap or laundry detergent. We don't want to do those things, okay? I think that I've learned a lot today. I think I made a giant mess, but had fun doing it, so there you go. So today, guys, I wanted just to talk, last but not least, about ways that we can intentionally fade our color in a more professional way, okay? So the first way that we can do this is with our Blondor family, okay? So in our Blondor family, we make this whole beautiful family of lighteners. My personal favorite is the Blondor Plex, our brand new product. We do, and any of this information, guys, you guys can go ahead and jump into my DMs on @Wella Canada West or @Chelsea.Wella is my Instagram. If you need this information, again, it's also on our app, okay? But I love to use, if I'm trying to intentionally fade somebody's color in a really gentle sort of way, I like to use what we call a cleansing rinse. Now, some people call this a soap cap or my personal favorite, a shampoo cocktail. We call it a cleansing rinse, okay? So we're talking about 1 part Blondor Multi-Blonde or Blondor Plex powder to 4 parts warm water, okay? We're just gonna work it through the hair. We're not talking about lift when it comes to this, guys. We're just kind of sloughing off, maybe a layer of color and allowing that color to fade a little bit more naturally, okay? The other way that you guys can do it, and probably the easiest way, is with this guy, is with Color Renew, okay? Color Renew, guys, anybody that knows me knows that my favorite thing that we make is Illumina, okay? But I think probably my second favorite thing that we make is Color Renew, and I will tell you why. Color Renew, when it first came out, we were all over it with color correction, which it does a great job in a color correction capacity as well, guys, in traditional color correction capacity. But Color Renew is also really great for if you had a toner that over-processed, if somebody comes in and their hair's maybe a level too dark, right? And you're just like, oh, now I have to highlight it or I have to go back through it and I have to lighten it out and it feels like such a tragedy. Guys, Color Renew can really, really help you with this. It's no damage. It's no persulfates. It's not a bleach, okay? It will not affect the natural melanin of the hair, meaning it will not lift the natural. Take that to the bank. Somebody tried to call me on this on Facebook the other day. And I will tell you, as I'm standing here looking at you right now, I have done this to my own hair a million times. This stuff will not lift your natural. It doesn't have the scientific capacity to do that, okay? So if you are looking to fade somebody's hair intentionally or lighten it up intentionally without having to go through the whole rigmarole of full color correction, if the situation necessitates it, Color Renew is a really, really great option for that as well. Okay, so that's the section that I call, do we have a better idea, right? So my better idea is Color Renew, okay? So what we learned today, guys, okay? We learned today that really, really great professional shampoo and conditioner, color safe shampoo and conditioner is worth its weight in gold. My two favorites is the Wella Professionals Brilliant Shampoo and Conditioner, or its sort of little sister, the new Color Motion. Okay, so if you guys haven't seen those, head down to your distributor and pick up some. They're really, really beautiful. The other things that I would call a do is cold water. Okay, we really showed that here with our warm water versus cold water fade. Really, really important. Okay. And keep your heat down on your heat styling tools, guys. It is not necessary. I have used my GHD Platinum Plus styler to straighten all different types of hair, from coarse to curly to coily to straight to fine. I've used it for everything. It's a really, really beautiful tool. Please try it out if you have an option at a distributor to try it, or if you're ever in one of my classes, or you're gonna be seeing me, ask me to bring my kit with me. I'm happy to do that. Okay. So those are things that I would call do's. Things that I would call don'ts. Laundry detergent. Don't do that, okay? This laundry detergent one that Clara shook up has been in here for a while. We haven't seen a ton of fading here, guys. We're still not seeing a ton, right? Oh, don't worry about it. That's at the end. Clara's getting ahead of herself here. So I think it's important that we don't, one of my big don'ts is that we don't put things that aren't intended for hair into hair. Don't do it, guys. It's not worth it. No laundry detergent, no dish soap. Let's be professionals about this and go about it the right way, okay? Closest I will come to something like that, like I said, is recommending maybe a dandruff shampoo, okay? But let's keep hair products in hair, okay? So Claire was just asking me when we're gonna call this, and I would say, guys, it's time to call it. Are we calling this one a hack or a hoax, Clara? What do you think? Hair color fading can be prevented. Hack or hoax?
It's a hack.
A hack. Yes, you can prevent color fading. Woo! Okay.
Okay, now can I show my part?
Hold on. What's your part? Oh no, we already did that. It's okay. Hold on.
No, but I want to show.
So I think today, guys, that's what we learned. You can prevent it. It's a hack. Okay. So thank you guys for joining me today. I really appreciate you guys being here, and I wanted to just give a special shout out to our hairdressers that are in Manitoba and Saskatchewan and in Ontario and the Maritimes, and anybody who is still on lockdown. We just came back here in Alberta, and we're thinking of you guys. We completely empathize with your situation, and we're in this with you. If there's anything that we can do to help you guys out, please let us know. If you guys have any suggestions for more education or more hacker hoax episodes you guys would like to see, please don't be afraid to jump into my DMs on my Instagram is at chelsea.wella, or here on at Wella Canada West. Okay. The next episode 3 of Hacker Hoax, is on February 26th. And I think we're going to make, I don't know if Claire's going to be here for that one, but I think we're going to make just as much of a mess, because the theme of my February 26th episode 3 of Hack or Hoax is food can be used as a hair product.
That's so cool.
There you go. So we kind of talked about that today, guys, but we're going to talk about it a lot more on February 26th, okay? We're talking mayonnaise. We're talking tomato juice. We're talking probably some coconut oil.
What about
pancakes? We could try pancakes. That's Clara's suggestion. Yeah. Pancakes in hair. We'll see what ice cream. There you go. Maybe Clara will be here for that one. So last but not least, guys, if you learned anything today, remember that you are only the caretakers of your knowledge. You're not the owners of it. And if you hoard it, it's wasted. So please pass it on to your teams. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Thanks for being a part of it. We'll talk soon.